Hello, my name is Design Ghost and welcome to another episode of our design series where we learn everything design. If you are new here and you've not subscribed to our channel yet, kindly subscribe to our channel and don't forget to put us on post notifications so that you do not miss any amazing content we post here. Happy New Year, and today we are going to learn how to design a funeral flyer in the next few minutes. So stay along, share for others if you find it very helpful. So without wasting too much of your time, let's get right into the video. So we are using a software called Photoshop, as we all know and as we normally do. And so we are going to create a new artboard or a new document by using the shortcut Ctrl-N, and then we are going to choose A4. Great. And these are the resources that we are going to use for this particular tutorial. If you want to follow along step by step, in the description is a link to our Telegram community where you can find links to download all these resources for free. And also we'll be doing a live download and a live search of some resources, so you pay attention so that you do not miss any step in designing this particular flyer. All right, I'll pause here and I'll introduce to you our graphic design packs. If you're a creative or you're a designer that is looking forward to downloading or buying any graphic pack, look no further than our shop that we are going to give you exclusive and premium PSD files at a low discount. So use the link in our description to get to our shop and shop your graphic PSD packs. Okay, so we continue, and because it's a funeral flyer, we are going to make the background black. So G for bucket 2 on black. Great. The next thing that we are going to do is we are going to bring in our character. This is a normal image from Pinterest. So we are going to use the pen tool to crop the image from the background. So this is also a chance for you to learn how to use the pen tool if you do not. So once you pick your pen tool, you make sure it's on path, then you click and you drag. You hold Alt and you click on this blue dot, then you click and you drag. The same way you repeat it, you click and you drag, click and drag, click and drag. So we click and drag, and if it's not at the edge, you can use Control click and move it to the edge, or you can Control and then you adjust it. So this way you can adjust it. Then you click and drag, Alt click, then you click and drag, you click and drag. Now why we use Alt and we click on this particular dot to take off the anchor is because if you do not, you leave it this way and you want to move in a certain direction, this fits. But as we continue, I'm not going to use the Alt, but you are going to realize that it will get to a point that we would want to move in a particular way that it will not allow us. Great. So you see, we want it to continue from this side out to this spot, but now because the anchor is still active, it is continuing from this spot onto this spot. So what we are going to do is that we are going to use the Alt and click, then we click and drag, then it's going to continue in our preference or in our way. So that is why we use the Alt and we detach the anchors of the points that we create. And so we do this and we take it around, take it round, and we are able to crop this image from our background. And also why we use the pen tool is because normally if you use the magic eraser tool, it is either going to take parts of your work away in instances where you have an image like this, or it's going to give you a rough edge. All right, and so we don't want a rough edge with this image that we are using for this project. We want a very nice and sharp edge, so that is why we are using the pen tool. So once we are done, we all are going to see that it is going to be evident that the shape that we've cropped has a very sharp edge. All right, so we do this. There are a couple ways of taking the background of an image. So if you want to learn, I have tutorials on them. So you can use the card that is showing currently on your screen to navigate to some of our tutorials that is teaching how to take off a background. And also if you want to learn how to use the pen tool properly, again, the card that is showing on your screen is going to lead you to a pen tool game called the Bezier game, which you are going to learn how to use the pen tool effectively. All right, so once you do this, you right click, you make selection, then okay. But before you take off, you use the back or the delete to take off the background. You make sure that you unlock the layer. If not, if you use it, this is what is going to give you the content awareness, and that is not what we want. So we are going to use cancel, and we are going to take off the lock, backspace, and we have it deleted. So you can all attest to the fact that we have a very sharp edge. Now normally I change the resolutions of my images before I use them in projects, so that once I zoom they don't pixelate. All right, because initially they are big, but now we've not changed the resolution of this image while we were working on it. So I want to show you what it will be or how it's going to appear, and why it is necessary for you to always change the resolution of any image you are using. So you see, it is very small on the artboard. So if you refuse to change the resolution, it means that you are going to resize to increase the size, and that is going to cause the image to pixelate. So we go back and we change it to about 250. In this way it is big, so we have the liberty or the chance to decrease it a bit to suit the size that we will actually want to use for this project. Great, so we are done with this image. We can take it off. Now we duplicate the image, Ctrl J, then the one at the base we scale it up because we want to give something of a reflection or a shadow of the man in the background, and so we don't want the sharp edge of this image. So we are going to use the eraser tool, and we are going to choose the soft brush eraser tool. We are going to clean the base. Great. After we are done cleaning the base, we are going to change the layer from normal to luminosity. So from normal to luminosity, and it's going to give us that black texture, and we are going to take it back. Great. That is a blending mode and a blending option. All right, and so we are almost done with this particular image. What we are going to do again is that we are going to bring a gold ornament frame into our scene. Okay, it's already here. So we also change the resolution of this to about 150. Then we take it to our scene. Now note, from the resource links that is going to be in the description, you are not going to have it without a background like this. It comes with the background, and so if you want to take off the background, you can use a platform called Remove Background to take off the background with just a click. All right, and so once we've brought in our frame, we are going to add a shape to it. So we are going to add a shape to it, and let's make sure it's white, and we take off the stroke, and then we want to create an impression that our image that we are going to put in here is inside the frame. So what we are going to do is that we are going to take the circle back of the frame that is beneath the frame, so that the frame is going to overlap it. So we are going to create a clipping mask, putting our image inside this ellipse so that it looks like our picture is inside the frame. All right, so we are using the same picture, so we are going to duplicate. After resizing it, then you can either leave it this way, or you can create clipping mask, and then we'll position it well inside here. Now we don't want the color to look the same as the main image that we've put on it. Normally you find designers making it black, so this is how we do it. We do it using the camera raw settings. So you use the shortcut Shift Control A, then we come into the camera raw settings. Great. Then we come here to presets, and then inside presets you see BMW, that is black and white, and over here you choose the kind of black and white you want. So I'm going to go with black and white punch. Okay, but you are free to choose whatever black and white that you want. Good. Now we can group this and call it frame. What we are going to do again too is we are going to bring in a rectangle with the same color and make it overlap this particular image. We are going to take off the stroke. Now we'll take it beneath the frame. Good. This is what we want to achieve. Now we are going to bring in the name of this particular person. So we are going to use Mr. Banahini Owusu we are going to decrease the word spacing. The font style that we are using for this is called Pompey, right? That will be added to the resources in our Telegram community. Now let's go on and go and find. Great. So here you search for line decoration white transparent, or line vector, or whatever that is going to help you find it, and this is it. But if you don't want to also stress yourself, in the description is a link to our Telegram page, where on our Telegram community you're going to find the link to download it. Straightforward. So we scale it up. Then this time around we grab our magic eraser tool, we take it off, then we zoom in, we take that tool off. Then we are going to choose a gradient for it. To gradient, and these are the color codes. You can pause the video and pick them up. Great. Once that is applied, we can thick this a bit up. Let's scale the name up a bit, Mr. Banahini in T. Sorry, this is not someone that is dead. The name is from my head. The image is from Pinterest, and please, it's not any real person. So if you have something for like AKA, you can bring this down and then you type the AKA down here. All right. And so let's grab frame, take it up a bit because we want to add something here that is going to show aged, or the age of this particular man that we are working on his project. So take it up a bit. Let's go up again, and then we create an ellipse. We choose any random color because we are going to apply the same gradient that we use for this on it. So we take it up. Then FX gradient overlay, and okay, and we've been able to apply the gradient overlay successfully. Good. So we are going to duplicate this name. We are going to say 70 or 58 years. We are going to pick the background color for it. We are going to reduce the word spacing to -100. We're going to increase it. Increase the size. Make sure it's in the middle. Control J. Yes. I'm still reminding you that if you're a creative or a designer looking to purchase premium PSD files, use the link in the description to shop from our shop, and we are going to serve you with premium PSD files. So we can group all of these and call it aged. So we duplicate this and we say funeral arrangement. We don't want it to be that big, so we are going to scale it down and make sure it's aligning from this side of our work. Take it up and we scale it up a bit. Great. Because it's a tutorial and it's not someone that is really dead, we are going to use a default information for the funeral arrangement aspect. Let's make the line height to 10 and we take it up a bit. Control J to duplicate and we'll bring it down. Let's make sure great. There is something always about professional work. So you see that if yours do not appear this way, what's really happening right now is that I've changed that from left align to justify left, and the second one to justify left, so that they are going to freshen up. So one thing about professional work is that normally you realize that the work is well spaced out, and it's, even though the information is plenty or not, you see that the work is well arranged. All right, and so that is what we seek to achieve here. So you pay attention to your typography arrangement. That is the fundamental basis of making a great and a quality design. All right, so this rounded shape that we are adding, we are going to give it a stroke of 3, and we are going to leave it as it is. So we'll take it to the top frame. Let's see this. So we can select this and that, group that to, and call it name, and this to here. We take it up. So after we are done, we can group that also. So we are going to select Mr. Banahini, and let's take it to the very top, and we are going to say all friends. All friends and sympathizers are cordially invited. We are going to make that very small. Okay, and we are going to do it this way. Great. Let's make sure it's in the center of our shape, and we are going to change the color to that. Take it up here a bit, and we are going to duplicate that and take it to the very base of this work. So we duplicate it by holding Alt, then we zoom, and we can see in loving memory of the late Mr. Banahinin Owusu in T. So we are going to scale it down, and we are going to increase the word spacing a bit. Great. Control A to make sure it's in the center. Control D to deselect, and we are good to go. So we can group all of these. Then we can call it info. Then we can group all of these two. When we group all of these two, and we call it background. So that's it. In just some few minutes, we've been able to create a funeral flyer using Photoshop. Again, I remind you that if you're a creative or a designer looking to purchase PSD premium files, look no further. Use the link in our description to shop from our store, and we are going to give you premium PSD files and nothing less. This brings us to the end of today's episode of our design series. If you enjoyed this video, kindly give it a thumbs up and don't forget to share for others to benefit. If you've watched up to this point and you've not subscribed to our channel yet, kindly subscribe to our channel and don't forget to put us on post notifications so that you do not miss any amazing content we post here. My name is Design Ghost and see you in the next one. Bye.